Come on, they really didn't have anything else. There's no buildings burned. They can't take pictures of burning buildings. They can't take pictures of people running
Wow.
into a
That's a
store
great point.
and grabbing things and looting and doing all these things. So I really feel like they needed an angle. So as long as they found one human being, at least one human being in Canada to raise a flag, automatically the whole thing is racist. The whole thing is bullshit. Excuse my
You're
where
right.
I'm coming from.
Yeah, that Dreamer. In my opinion, I think you've nailed it. Dreamer, those Canadian truckers are still at it.
Oh, are they really?
Yes. By the way, I'm Jordan. That's Dreamer. We're over here
Hey.
hanging out. The Canadian truckers, Dreamer. Now, we've been talking about the Canadian truckers. We have a couple of videos on there about them. And how do you feel about that? Do you like freedom?
No,
Hold on. I'm sorry. I set you up. That was not a fair question. I said, do you like freedom? That's like saying, hey, do you like pizza?
Exactly.
I shouldn't have did that. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Like a Canadian, we're Canadian now because we're talking about the Canadians up there in Ottawa, the capital of Canada. This is the equivalent of truckers going to DC and shutting shit down, just so y'all know how serious that shit is. And you know that their president did run away. He said he had COVID, though, Dreamer. That's why he ran away. He said he had COVID.
Oh, he had a lot to say before he had COVID.
He did, didn't he? And he was talking tough. Homeboy was talking tough. But now things have changed. They've been down there for a while and people have been trying to support them as much as they can. And it seems like GoFundMe has pulled the rug out from funding for the Canadian free riders or free truckers, convoy, whatever you want to call it, freedom convoy.
What exactly do you mean they pulled?
All right, so let's get into it. I got this article here over here on let's see, what is it? It is on Spectator World.
So,
cool,
but they're
man.
Still going. They're still going. They're still trucking through, right?
Yep. GoFundMe betrays the Canadian truckers. All right, let's see what they got here. And they got the under pressure from the Canadian government. GoFundMe has decided to withhold $9 million of the funds raised by the truckers' freedom convoy. 1 million had already been withdrawn. So they got $1 million. The truckers did get $1 million. But now GoFundMe shut it down, saying that they're not going to give them the $9 million. Now, why would your job is to give that money to donations that they want, and they wanted to donate to this convoy, but now you're not going to let them? Why?
Wow,
seems very, very strange, huh? Very strange. This seems unfair since some people will lack the time, information, or ability to put in their requests. Unclaimed cash is then to be donated to established or credible charities proposed by the convoy's organizers, assuming they obtain GoFundMe's approval.
So, all right, let me just get this straight here. So there's $9 million that the GoFundMe has in their application, yes, or their project or their business, however you would like
whatever it is, right?
Whatever terminology. So they have $9 million of a cause to a specific organization or get together or protest,
or or charity, whatever. Right. That specific charity, they want to put their money there. And all these, and it's not only Canada, it's the United States, it's everywhere. GoFundMe is global. We're in a global world now, guys. We're on not only in America and Canada. Like, that's why we cover Canadian stuff. I covered Australia. We cover everything. We're in a global world, guys. So let's get used to this. And it's exactly like you were saying, Dream, $9 million siphoned throughout the world, heading in for those Canadian truck drivers because they want to support them. And this company decided not to. Let's be
real. I believe like there's probably like 6-7 million of those dollars from the US. I'm just gonna say that because
probably
We believe in freedom of
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, that's like totally American thing. It's funny seeing Canadians talk about freedom though. It's funny.
I thought the same thing.
Because like in America, it's like, yeah, of course, my freedom, bruh. Like we always, that's like, it's a cliche here in America, but that's why people get annoyed with Americans. Like, oh, they think that yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We do. Get over it. Or don't, whatever. Be mad about it. Who cares? Fucking seethe. Seethe. I can hear you breathing. Who cares? But it's so funny seeing Canadians be like, yeah, I care about me freedom. I care about me. And I'm making them sound Irish. You'll never get me Lucky Charms, said the Canadian. You'll never get me Lucky Charms. Well, they got your Lucky Charms. That $9 million GoFundMe's keeping that shit, homie. And they're going to give it to their own charity, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying.
Oh my God, that's crazy to me. I cannot believe that. It's just so much. Oh, wow.
Cray in the nene, right? That's like what do you do? How do you even? Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow. This is an outrageously political move. The justification proffered by GoFundMe is feeble and deceives no one. They claim the demonstration has become an occupation and that violence and other unlawful activity is taking place, thus violating their terms of service. So GoFundMe is taking away their funding because they're saying that it has become violent and unlawful.
Okay.
Sounds like horse shit, but hey, they're a private company. They can make their own decisions.
No, I get that, but at the same time, it's like typically especially in the US, we have, these protests, these peaceful protests, but you can still find these one or two people who actually do something to upset other people. Or you can have these protests that comes out to a straight riot and they try to suppress it. So for me, I feel like they maybe have found one trucker that was just having a bad day, all this going on, he lost the job.
Or just one asshole. Yeah.
And he just that day he was like, you know what, I have a family to feed and this, and I've been here for 3, 4, 5 days. I can't take it anymore. It's like, you shut the F up and maybe started, who knows, but they are so peaceful. It's really ridiculous how it
seems like they're like, it would have been all over the news if they started rioting. It would have been everywhere. I have a feeling it would have been everywhere, man. And I don't understand. You see, Dreama, like, what is it that makes them? I mean, I guess politics. I guess it's got to be politics. Why they are so angry at these people?
Yes, that's what it is. I mean, the president, what's his name in Canada? I don't know his name, but the president made this whole big speech about these, as we watched the other day, and he literally says what happened. He said he had what, COVID?
Mm-hmm. Their president ran away. He hid. He's hiding, and he said that he had COVID, so he had to, conveniently stow away for 5 or 6 days. And I don't know if he's came out yet, but he was definitely known for hiding and not confronting the people who have a problem with him. And there's a lot of people that are still protesting this weekend. So, like, you're not doing yourself any favors right now, guy, at all. The Canada Revenue Agency claimed that the office buildings have been ransacked by trucking protesters, but that was a lie. Oh, was that a lie? It's so crazy because the internet, you can prove this stuff. And like, people can just literally walk down there and then take pictures and be like, oh, wait, that wasn't ransacked. The doors are still locked. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No riots, no injuries, no deaths, say police. But can we trust the police? You can't trust the police. Defund the police. Defund the police. Or whatever.
I hear that. My statement is I'm probably gonna become one of the ridiculous racist fascism policemen that comes out.
You're a lesbian, Dreama. It's not possible. But you are white
yeah.
though, so it is possible. Shit, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You're like this.
I'm teetering on the scale.
You're teetering. You're teetering. A white lesbian female? She's not cis male, so I don't know. Protesters shovel and salt city sidewalks, clean up trash, and set up soup kitchens and wood-fired pizza ovens to feed the homeless. Now, didn't our video show them yesterday, or the last video that we did? And I'll make it pop up on YouTube. Thank you, guys. I'll make it pop up. Well, right now. Link it. Click that link. But weren't they feeding people? Yes. Didn't they have a grill? Weren't they feeding people? They're feeding the homeless. Like, that's legit. That's legitimate. Now, there was a picture of somebody with a Confederate flag, which is, an American Southern heritage flag, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever, I'm not even debating that. Like, you can call it a racist flag. But it was in Canada, which makes no sense at all, which makes people think that, they're glowing. You know what glowing means, Drema? It means they're a Fed. It means they're trying to set you up so that the government can come in and lock you up. Oh. They're glowing. That means they're glowing. They're glowing. They're showing you who they are. I was like, oh, wait, I don't trust this person. Yeah, you shouldn't, because they're a Fed. Because there's Feds who are trying to set you up because they want you to be some type of whatever terrorist organization that the hot thing is right now. And it's probably some type of KKK thing or some type of white supremacy thing or whatever the case is. But yeah, you don't want the glowies. You don't want the glowies. Nonetheless, go ahead. So what?
So basically, no, I just want to know, like, so basically it's kind of like just someone who is affiliated with a certain type of group that went in there to make a perception for people.
Who is
right?
affiliated with the antagonist group, the group who is against this group. They will go in. Right. They are known as a saboteur. A saboteur is going to come in and try to make you look like you are the worst. You are the worst. So this person will they'll put on a racist flag, which that's debatable with whoever it is. I'm not getting into it because I don't give a fuck about the flag. I don't care about any of that stuff. I know that people do, though. So let them argue that. But for me, if I see a Confederate flag in Canada, my first thought is, oh, they probably want you to think that they are racist. That's why they have a Civil War American flag, and the Civil War was racist, right? Racism, all about racism. So that's what the general populace's thought process is. So they're going to see that and they're going to think that. So
no, I see what you're saying.
Was that majority of the truckers, or was that one stupid dumb trucker? And was that trucker actually from America, from the South, and just being like, woohoo, I love freedom, look at my flag? And guys, I know it doesn't make any sense, and I know that the Confederate flag triggers certain people, and I apologize for that. And I don't have the Confederate flag. It's not a thing for me, but I do understand that it's not a racist thing to some people. It's just not. To some people, there's probably more people that it is a racist thought, but not to me. Well, or not to me, but to them. Like, I don't think it is, but I don't think anything is. I like symbols, and I like thinking about these types of things, and I like looking at the deeper history with these things. But whatever. You got anything, Dreamer, or shall I continue?
No, let's keep going.
All right. Nonetheless, some people in Ottawa feel they are being held hostage. You remember that? We were talking about that in the video where people were like, oh, the noise, they're protesting the noise. It's like, yeah, compare that to the other riots in America, bro. That ain't shit, bro. Like, you would have been dead if you were in America.
Wait, that's what that's referring to.
Yeah, exactly. And from there, it's been a short route to equating peaceful protesters to terrorists, demanding that the identities of donors to the GoFundMe be revealed. That's a little ridiculous. In collaring the $9 million, Trudeau, who is their president's name is Trudeau, no doubt thinks he is breaking the backbone of the truckers movement. No more financial resources, and hopefully the demoralization of its supporters. When it's made clear that only powerful people can expect to be treated fairly, it terrorizes the little people into good behavior. Yeah, that sounds good. And surely Trudeau does not support the Freedom Convoy or whatever you want to call it.
But
I
hey,
don't know. I think that's more of a go. I don't know if Trudeau has anything to do with what's it called? GoFundMe canceling that.
okay,
It seems
but
like that's more convenient for him. I don't know. What do you think, Dreama?
I understand your standpoint, which I respect completely, but I'm
But what do
actually
you
gonna
think?
have.
I want to know what you think.
I really feel like I'm thinking. Listen, I mean, the dude ducked off saying he had COVID, and
He did.
I really honestly, my point of view, which you know, I love the fact that we have two separate brains. We do think very alike, but at this standpoint,
But you got it. You got. Yep.
I believe that. Yeah, I really think that this president, who has, let's not even say money because they don't make way too much money, but you know, he has power.
He comes from a powerful family.
So I really do feel like he got upset after his speech, and then he read some tweets and he read some retweets, and
Yep.
I really feel like he got upset, and he messaged GoFundMe, and GoFundMe was like, you know, we're a big company, but we need to listen to this president and follow
because their
orders.
politics align. Why would, now here's the reason, Dreama. Now, why would GoFundMe agree with him? Do you think that they would have been as charitable to Donald Trump if Donald Trump called them and said that?
Oh no, that was no.
That's a silly question, right?
Oh, that was actually a good question.
Well, you know, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that. But the Dreama believes what she believes, and that's what we do here. We put our opinions out there, and we let you know what the fuck we think. We ain't lying about shit. You know, we might be wrong. We can be wrong. I'm wrong all the time about shit. Maybe not always.
Not wrong on this one.
We were on the same page, damn it. We got each other's back. I got my own back, and you got my back too. I love it. But Trudeau is underestimating the protesters. It becomes more apparent by the day that the Freedom Convoy group is extremely well organized. Its participants are patient and determined. Its leaders are professional, level-headed, and calm. They've clearly made a study of the protests that have gone on all over the world in recent years. And Dreama, you know, there have been protests not only in America, but all over Europe and Asia and everywhere. Everybody's got some goddamn problems, and ain't nobody happy.
Yes.
Level-headed and calm. It's unlikely this change up will seriously affect their plans. Certainly, the loss of $9 million will have an effect, but it will also affect the fence sitters who won't be able to unsee the blatant unfairness of the move. And that's the biggest point, is the blatant unfairness of the move. And I don't understand why people cannot see that is what's going on, because it is blatantly unfair. I have to go pee real quick. Can you give me a minute?
Actually, me too. Thank you.
Okay,
so much.
let's go pee, and then we'll go back. So all this is going on, and the Canada, like this is going on in Canada, Dream. You know, all the Canadian stuff. And where do you live? What state do you live in, Dream?
I live in Florida.
Oh shit, you fucked up. Why'd you say that? You live in Florida. All right, let's go to this goddamn Floridian. The Floridian governor's crazy as shit, just like the Floridians, of course. You know, like, of course, fucking craziest cat shit fucking people get the fucking craziest cat shit governor who don't give a shit. Florida governor. So the Florida governor to investigate GoFundMe over Canada trucker donations. Now, before we even get into it, it seems like there probably was I know there's a lot of Republicans in Florida, and I know they say it's a swing state, but even the Hispanics vote red. Like even the Hispanics vote Republican in Florida. So you're fucked. You're like you're not going to be. It's hard. Florida could be a swing state, but it doesn't seem like it.
Math. So before, like previously, maybe in 2019, pushing the early 2020. Yeah, so maybe it could have been a swing state. I still doubt it, but I did the math, and there have been millions and millions of people to actually move here within these past few years. Millions.
Because they don't want bullshit, right? Yeah.
I don't think it's a swing state anymore. That's probably very far over with.
I hope not. I hope that it's not a swing state. Anyway, because well, we're honest on the show, whatever, fuck it. But just because of the COVID stuff, because you see everybody shit on Florida, but it's like their numbers didn't like it spiked, but everybody else has spiked too. Everybody else who shut down spiked too. So like it just matched everybody else's shit. So it's like, if we're going to get it, we might as well get it. It sucks, but we might as well get it. But anyway.
I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, you did, didn't you? I don't know if I've ever gotten it. I don't know. I've had to have, because I never shut down. I never stopped. I never I don't know. I've been sick since then, since, the whole COVID thing, but I haven't lost my smell or anything. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, this is a weird thing because Florida, for some reason, has something to do with Canada. And it's like we were talking about, everything's global now. So surely there's a lot of Floridian people who did put money into it. So Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said on Saturday it was fraud for GoFundMe to commandeer $9 million in donations sent to support protesting truck drivers in Canada, and that he will investigate what he called deceptive practices by the website. And that does sound like deceptive practices. GoFundMe took down the so-called Freedom Convoys page on Friday, saying it violated its terms of service. It said donors had 2 weeks to request a refund. Then the remaining funds would be dispersed to credible and established charities. So what are credible and established charities? Is that just whatever you decided you wanted to put it to? That makes it credible? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people, whatever it is, even if it is for mesothelioma, there's probably people out there who think that that's some fake bullshit.
Right.
Probably. I don't, but there's probably people who do. So how? Oh no, you're going to take their money and give it to a charity that they didn't want to give it to? Oh man, this is bad.
So this is kind of my perspective. I don't know where you're coming from with this too much because we haven't got into it yet.
Yeah.
But how I'm thinking is basically, so it's a very political thing that's going on here. The reason why they're not, exactly. Yeah. You're right. That's the best way to say that.
That's what's on my perspective. From my side, from what I see, I think it's pure politics. I'm sure that other people who see this video would think otherwise, but that I agree with you on that one.
I mean, why wouldn't it be if the whole thing is political and then they're like, oh, hey, no, this is blah blah blah. Then I mean, what do you? I think that this is going to an organization on the other side
of politics, and it's like, how can you even do that? That's so wrong. That's so wrong. In my head, that's so wrong. DeSantis, a Republican, said on Twitter, fraud. It was fraud for GoFundMe to give money to cause of their choosing. And he would work with Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody to investigate. These donors should be given a refund. I would think that they should be given a refund because it's a website. If it's a website, you have to put in via PayPal, credit card, debit card, all these things. You can send that shit right back. You can send it right back without getting their permission, right?
Yeah.
You would think. GoFundMe did not immediately respond. Why didn't they?
Oh.
Why didn't they respond? Maybe they have to think about their excuse. What do you think, Dream? Why don't you think they responded?
I didn't even think of that. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. In a Twitter post. Oh, what the fuck? In a Twitter post, GoFundMe, the company said on Saturday that due to donor feedback, it was simplifying the process and will be refunding all donations to the Freedom Convoy 2022 fundraiser. They're refunding it. Instead of giving the money to the convoy, they're refunding it.
Well, look,
What?
and here's my
What?
I they're only refunding it because of the people. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only reason why these people are getting $9 million back. That's it. And
Blue
nobody
collar
said
people. Blue collar people standing up for themselves. They don't want rich people telling them what to do.
people will look within like a week, every week or every few days. I thought, no, they're not going to. So you have like doctors that are spending their time helping people, and they donated $500,000, and they work 7 days a week most of the time.
Yep.
Do you think they're going to keep looking into it? No. So that 2-week notice wasn't good enough. So people were really good, and I really value how they took care of this. This is great.
Yeah. In a Twitter post, the company said on Saturday that due to, I read that one. This refund will happen automatically. You do not need to submit a request. Donors expect to see refunds within 7 to 10 business days. Of course, it always takes longer to send it back.
No.
Ain't that bullshit? I fucking hate that. The convoy began as a movement against vaccine requirement for cross-border truckers, but has turned into a rallying point against public health measures. That sounds like fucking horse shit. I think, in my humble opinion, it's still about the fucking mandates, not public health measures. Public health measures, yeah, we want public health to be fucking right on par. But I think they're more pissed off about the mandates. Protesters have shut down Ottawa for 8 days, with some participants waving Confederate, or get this, Dreama, Nazi flags, and some saying they wanted to dissolve Canada's government. So when you think of Confederate flag or Nazi flags, you think racism, you think not accepting, you think hard-lined, very, very strict with their thought processes. They're not very open-minded to the world at hand. But it's funny that they had to put it in here. Why would they put that in there, Dreama? Why would they add Nazi flags and Confederate flags in Canada? In Canada. It's not Germany. It's not America. It's Canada. What's happening?
Who reported this? May I ask?
This is WTVBAM. It's a local station in
Canada?
Probably. I don't know exactly where it is.
Okay,
it's hard to tell. But you can tell by the article, right? You can tell their opinion by the article.
Oh yeah. So my first thought, like with this, thank you for asking, is basically that, come on, they really didn't have anything else. There's no buildings burned. They can't take pictures of burning buildings. They can't take pictures of people running into a store.
That's a great point.
And grab things and looting and doing all these things. So I really feel like they needed an angle. So as long as they found one human being, at least one human being in Canada to raise a flag, automatically the whole thing is racist. The whole thing is bullshit. Excuse me.
You're right.
Coming from.
Yeah, that Dreama, in my opinion, I think you've nailed it. I think that they had a lack of burning buildings, broken windows, destroyed cars. They have a lack of all of this. So they have to say, oh, I did see this dumbass with a Confederate flag. Oh, I did see somebody with a Nazi flag. Oh, where's the picture then? Oh, I don't see a picture. There's got to be a picture of the Confederate flag. The Nazi flag. I would love to see somebody flying a Nazi flag, but being serious. Like what kind of a dum-dum, that's got to be a glowy too. He's got to be glowing. He's got to be glowing hardcore. Cities, including the financial hub Toronto, braced for disruptions on Saturday as protests spread to Ottawa, raising fears of clashes with counter protesters, I don't think there's going to be that many counter protesters, Dream. I don't think there's going to be that. I think that, I think that they've pretty much shown who's protesting and who's not. The counter protesters would have been out by now. But if the counter protesters do show up, I would think that majority, if not a minority, but probably majority of those counter protesters are hired and paid, probably paid, because in America, I know you guys aren't aware of this, but in America, we have paid protesters. We have paid rioters. These people get paid to go out and do this stuff. Go ahead, Drew.
For an example, when first right when I moved here, I was like, oh my God, I gotta find a job. So of course I'm searching Indeed, and you could probably find it on Indeed now. I don't know why or how, but they were paying $27 an hour for Democrats.
You showed me that. You sent me that. You sent me that. I remember that. Because you sent me that, Dreama. You sent me a fucking screen cap of that because I remember it. Because you were like, look at this shit. Protester, paid. And you were tempted to do it. I'd be tempted to do it too, though. I mean, it's money. What the fuck? We're all poor people. What the fuck you want us to do, man? Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
No, I was tempted to do
fire.
No, I was. And hear me out. I was tempted to send my resume in, but the reason why I was tempted is because, like, cool, I can talk to, because I'm in Florida. I can talk to a lot of Republicans and just make money and be like, hey man, I agree.
Hell yeah, I'm good to go.
I know what's going on, babe. I ain't stupid, but this is my job. If you can just sign this form.
Exactly. Just sign it up, baby. Just sign it away, baby. Sign it away. Oh, I love it. I love it. But, this is the second time that we've carried now. I think this is the first story that we've done a follow-up on. So now, Dreama, let's do our final thoughts for this one. And now, what are your final thoughts for GoFundMe for the truckers in Canada? How do you think that this is going to play out in the next few months?
Okay.
Because we're probably going to cover this again. If the truckers don't give up, and I'm rooting for you and I'm praying for you.
Me too. So sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I don't think I had anything.
I really believe that 100% they're going to go through with it. Canadians, I don't know if you've seen videos and skits of them. They're really hardcore. They're like,
oh, now I'm learning. I'm learning. They don't fuck around. I'm kind of jealous, honestly. I'm like, fuck America. Let's listen to Canada. What did I just say? I'm going to hit myself now. God, that's dumb. But the Canadians are right now. Like, how are the Canadians doing it right? What is happening? The Canadians are doing it like the Canadians. The fucking Canadians. What?
I know.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow. It is crazy.
Scare we had a scare of truckers saying that they're not going to provide, in which we need truckers to go on the roads and work. It's a necessity. We need it. So in America, when they said that, I was like, oh, we're fucked. Like, we're not going to get any. We're fucked. No Amazon. Like, all you little women aren't going to get your fucking sunflower bathing suit. Like, you're fucked. So,
yeah. Exactly.
Final thoughts on this is I hope they do stay strong, because they're empowering everybody around the world. It's touching Americans. It's touching so many more people in England. I mean, in China, they actually had a protest not way too long ago. So it's just empowering us people that seem that we're very little. So I just hope they stay on it. In a few months from now, I really hope that they're not in the streets protesting. I hope they accomplish what they set out for. I hope the mandates are dropped, and really that they could continue contributing to their community, and also taking care of their family, because they deserve it. They are the frontline workers. They are the people who make sure we have food when we don't have any time to, and we can only go to the store for corn, steak, and all that. I really just hope that they were able to make their point and show that they are our heroes and they are the people that keep us going in our countries.
Damn,
What
Dream.
about you, Bubba?
I'm with you on that. You took the words right out of my mouth. I agree with you 100% on that. Stick up for your freedom, guys. Stick up for your freedoms.